and the water would have tasted richer from having a half a mile's walk sweated into it. This is the kind of line you are bound to discover in Joanna Rossiter's The Sea Change, a book to which I recently read and reviewed and loved and gave 5 stars. Wow. The book begins with Alice, a young woman from England who has hastily gotten married, and it is the day after her wedding day. She and her husband are on the very southernmost part of India, and suddenly a wave washes over their town and everything is swept away. It's a massive disaster, the tsunami has come up, and she is frantically trying to find him amongst the wreck. Meanwhile, she is estranged from her mother, Violet, from whom we also get a perspective in this story. It turns out that Violet's life as a girl is very important to Alice's life as a woman, and so we see from 2 perspectives in this book just how closely those 2 events are intertwined. The first chapter is from Alice's perspective in India, and the second chapter is from Violet's perspective back in England during the time of the Second World War. While it seems odd to jump back so far, I think it's very important that we see Violet's story from this point in her life up through her becoming an adult, because the events that happen to her as the war goes on and as people die and she moves and meets new people are all very, very important when it comes to determining her relationship with her daughter. And Joanna Rossiter does a very good job intertwining their 2 stories on an emotional level, because on one hand you have Alice in India searching for her husband through dead bodies and debris. You also have her mother Violet, who is a young girl in the midst of World War II, with her home being taken away from her, and she's from a very small town and trying to grow up in a family that's being torn apart by this war. Both of them are confused, both of them are longing, both of them are having curious interactions with their parents and not understanding their lives. And while it seems like the 2 are very far apart from each other on an emotional level, they're ultimately very similar. The detailing in Imber and Wiltshire, England versus Kanyakumari in India is just phenomenal. You have the detail of what's been left behind by the storm, and then the detail of what's being left behind because of this war. And the 2 are very different pieces of detail, but both very relevant, and then very similar, again, on an emotional level of descriptor. This book is beautifully written. It's, again, another one of those quietly beautiful books like I Captured the Castle by Dodie Smith. This is, I believe, Joanna Rossiter's first novel, and I have to say that it is a brilliant piece, and it's a definitely great start to her career. I encourage you to pick it up. I think this is actually a very, very good summertime book. It's a little bit heady, but it's also light at the same time. She balances the 2 very, very well, and I'm really pleased to have had the chance to read it. I will say that the one issue I did take with it was the classic author's trick of after the kiss. There is a kiss in this book, and I always get annoyed with writing the kiss at the very end of a chapter, because then you don't get to see the moments that happen post-kiss, and I think those are even more defining than the action of the kiss itself sometimes in many relationships. There's a lack of post-kiss descriptor, but that does not in any way detract from the main premise of the novel. So thanks for watching. I hope you're having lovely weeks and lovely lives, and I will see you again very soon.